In one of the final conversations that he had on this earth, my husband witnessed for his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Now and for all eternity, he will stand at his Savior's side, wearing the glorious crown of a martyr. Charlie loved life. He loved his life. He loved America. He loved nature, which helped him always bring him closer to God.
When Erika Kirk walked up to the podium, the weight of the room shifted. Her face told a story of sleepless nights. Her trembling hand spoke louder than words. America watched as she tried to explain the unexplainable, the loss of her husband, Charlie Kirk. Her voice broke when she said, "My family is shattered, but his mission lives on." In that moment, reporters forgot they were covering news. It felt like they were witnessing history. Erika's pain was personal, but her message was national. No act of hate could erase Charlie's work. Millions online replayed her speech, stunned by her strength, and left asking a haunting question. What comes next for the cause he gave his life for?
My name is Erika Kirk. Charlie Kirk is my husband. I first want to thank the local, state, and federal law enforcement who worked tirelessly to capture my husband's assassin so that he can be brought to justice.
Through tears, Erika reminded everyone that Charlie's work will not end with him. Turning Point was his life's calling, and it will not stop, she said firmly. She promised that TPUSA events, podcasts, and student rallies will keep running. That is what he wanted, and that is what we will do. Her words sent chills through the room. Even in heartbreak, she spoke like a leader determined to guard her husband's mission. Social media exploded with students pledging to continue Charlie's vision. Erika ended her statement with a vow. They took my partner, but they cannot take what he stood for. Those lines are already spreading online as a rallying cry for a generation unwilling to stay silent.
The evildoers responsible for my husband's assassination have no idea what they have done. They killed Charlie because he preached a message of patriotism, faith, and of God's merciful love. They should all know this. If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea.
The most powerful moment came when Erika stared into the cameras and spoke directly to the one behind the attack. Her voice steadied as she declared, "You thought you silenced him, but you only made his voice louder." The room froze at her words, and within minutes, they went viral. Thousands of posts repeated her message, showing that her pain had sparked defiance in millions. It wasn't a widow's cry. It was a declaration of war against hate itself. She made it clear that Charlie's dream cannot be buried because every young American he inspired now carries a piece of it. The shooter may be behind bars, but Erika made sure his act backfired by turning grief into a nationwide movement.
You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country. In this world, you have no idea. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry.
Her tone changed when she spoke of her children. "My daughter asked me where her father is and why he isn't coming home." At that point, Erika couldn't hold back tears. The cameras captured the rawest moment of the press conference. A mother forced to explain the unexplainable to her kids. For Americans watching, politics disappeared. It was simply a family ripped apart before the nation's eyes. Clips of that moment went viral, sparking waves of sympathy online. Parents across the country admitted they felt her pain deeply, imagining themselves in her shoes. Erika's heartbreak became the face of the tragedy, reminding everyone that beyond headlines and debates, this was a family's greatest loss.
He loved the Chicago Cubs. And my goodness, did he love the Oregon Ducks. He'd want me to say go Ducks, so I have to since they play on Saturday. So go Ducks. But most of all, Charlie loved his children. And he loved me.
Even while grieving, Erika showed gratitude. She took time to thank police, federal investigators, and every American sending prayers. She also acknowledged leaders like President Trump and Senator J.D. Vance for their support. Her calm words of appreciation left the room silent. "This is bigger than one family," she said. "This is about what kind of nation we will be." Those words shifted the conversation online, with thousands of comments about unity and resilience. For a moment, political differences didn't matter. Everyone stood behind her. She closed that part of her speech by saying, "Your prayers are carrying us." That single sentence has already become a symbol of hope in a moment of national pain.
With all of his heart. And I knew that. Every day I knew that. He made sure I knew that every day. Every day he would ask me, how can I serve you better? How can I be a better husband? How can I be a better father? Every day.
In a moving moment, Erika turned to faith. She called Charlie's death not just a tragedy, but part of a greater battle between good and evil. He fought for truth until his last breath, she said, her voice steady despite the tears. She added that she believed he now rests in peace with God. The entire room felt her conviction as she spoke about his sacrifice being bigger than politics. Across the country, churches and faith groups replayed her words, holding prayer gatherings in Charlie's honor. Erika reminded Americans that courage rooted in faith cannot be destroyed by hate. For many listening, it was not just a widow's speech, but a sermon about standing strong in the darkest hour.
Every day, he was such a good man. He still is a good man. He was the perfect father. He was the perfect husband. Charlie always believed that God's design for marriage and the family was absolutely amazing, and it is. It is, and it was the greatest joy of his life. And over, he would tell all these young people to come and find their future spouse, become wives and husbands and parents. And the reason why is because he wanted you all to experience what he had and still has. He wanted everyone to bring heaven into this earth through love and joy that comes from raising a family. It's beautiful.
Erika then turned her focus to the young generation. Her words were sharp and direct. If you want to honor Charlie, raise your voice. Build more chapters. Speak louder. Be braver. She challenged students to take responsibility and keep the fire alive. Almost instantly, students across the nation started posting online, pledging to get involved. This was his dream, to see young Americans fearless, she said. She ended with a chilling line, "One voice may fall, but 1,000 more will rise." The internet lit up, transforming grief into momentum. Erika's challenge has already been called the start of a new wave of activism, powered by the very people Charlie dedicated his life to inspiring. As the press conference drew to a close, Erika's final words left the nation stunned. She placed her hand on her chest and said softly, "Charlie is gone, but he lives through me, through our children, and through every person who refuses to surrender to hate." The room fell silent as tears rolled down her face. Her message wasn't just about mourning, it was about resilience. She urged Americans not to collapse under grief, but to rise stronger. Stand firm. That is how you honor him. Clips of her ending remarks replayed non-stop across networks, quickly becoming a symbol of strength for millions. In that moment, Erika Kirk transformed from a grieving widow into a voice of courage for the entire nation. At the very end, Erika's words turned into a message for America itself. She said this nation was built on courage, on unity, and on the promise of freedom. "We will not be broken," she declared. She promised that even though her family's world has changed forever, the mission Charlie fought for is alive. Americans watching felt a mix of grief and pride as she reminded them that no act of hate can erase what this country stands for. "Together we are stronger," she said, leaving the audience in tears. And if you want to help keep this story alive, don't just watch, be part of it. Like this video, share it with others, and subscribe for more updates. Together, let's carry Charlie's dream forward.